Welcome, welcome, welcome. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the Deluxe, the SOG Power Access Deluxe. This is a phenomenally sized multi-tool. Like, looking at it on the screen right now, it doesn't look all that impressive until you put it up against a Leatherman Surge sized multi-tool. I do not have a Leatherman Surge, but this is the Byberry BI 2049, I believe, 2045, which is basically their answer to the Surge, and very similarly sized. If we put this on top of that, almost the same length, maybe a smidge off, but very close nonetheless. So, very big, very heavy duty multi-tool. Not as heavy duty as this. This definitely is more solid, just for the wave feature of how they bent the metal, being the arms, both sides of the arms being one piece. That makes it sturdier in a lot of ways. But this is still a very, very solid tool. I've been messing around with this. And SOG is known for having gems and just disasters. And it looks like I got a pretty good one here today. Because I've been watching reviews on YouTube. There's not that many on this tool, surprisingly. But it seems like some people either love it or they hate it. And I think I'm going to love mine. So take it as you may. If you get a bad one, just try to return it and see if you get a better one. Because I think this tool has potential. Starting right off here, that little splay, like if you look at the gears, they kind of splay out at the tip right there. It came out of the box like that, so I'm not going to complain about that just yet. Because, you know, maybe it helps the function a little bit. But when you have it straight out like that, they're all straight, they don't flare out. And when you close it, they flare out again. So who knows what that's for, if that's a feature or an accident. It's not enough to bug me, so don't worry about it. But that is there. If you do notice that on screen, that is there. I don't really care about it right now. It doesn't bug me. So starting right off with the plier functions here, because there's two sides of the plier that are just absolutely incredible. One is the double leverage that you get, because the handle will travel twice as far as the plier tips, which gives you like double the handle's leverage when you're cutting stuff, and that's really nice. Now, you do lose a little bit, because if you was to open this up all the way for the biggest nut you could, and you open those up to the same, well, you see that you're opening up the pliers way more. And I've got extra large hands. It's not that big of a deal for me, but I do see where that could be an issue. Also, when you do this with a normal multi-tool, one half of the plier head will stay in place, so like you can line it up and pinch down on something. Whereas on this, when you have it opened up and you go to shut it, both sides move. Neither side is stationary. So, you know, it's a give and take a little bit, but I think this has very big potential. Doing some basic wire cutting, it's kind of pinches these small wires. These are like small electrical wires. If this is like 10 gauge copper solid, it would probably go right through. But it does get most of the way through, which this is not a good sign for wire cutting, but we'll use it against the Byberry here. I think it's just the wire that I'm using that's just not great. That wire is too small and fine and just wants to bend all over the place. But if we was to do the old coat hanger test, that popped right out. Coat hanger is now a little bit shorter, and it's just, it has its ups and downs, I'll admit. But I think this tool has phenomenal use if you're willing to overlook just a few things like the tool head splaying out. Because even with that splayed out, this is still very solid. This is not moving side to side like that. There, this plier head is solid. There was no damage from the wire on the coat hanger. I think it's just part of the wire that I'm using that's not a good representation. And if I could find some doggone wire, give me just a moment, I will be right back.